Look who's back. Look who's back. And she's not alone. She brought a friend. Our new-ish friend. New to the channel because I've not introduced her to you all here yet. But say hello to l'objet. L'objet. My Frenchies are reaching through the screen, screaming at my pronunciation. But oh, we're kind of twinning today. Isn't that a little creepy? A little creepy, but creepy in a good way. I've got a little bit of sparkle going on here. The lighting is not going to pick it up, but rhinestones. She's got a lot of my rhinestones going on. Cute. Look at us. We're so cute. She's taller than me. Isn't that so ridiculous? This damn mannequin is an Amazon. She's like 10 feet tall. Me, 3 feet tall. One of these days I'm going to post some photos of me standing next to her. She's this tall, lean, beautiful thing, and here I am, this little mushroom of a creature. Anyway, hi, hello, welcome. We are just as manic as ever. Perfume of the day. We're not wearing fragrance today. We're discombobulated. It's a tiny little workspace. It's been a work day today. And the reason that I'm not wearing any perfume today is because I have been burning candles, my candles, by the way, that I'm developing, and wax melts. This is what I've got on right now. It is my ultra sweet cream coffee scent called Café con Muerte. If you didn't know, I have a little home fragrance boutique called White Bat Wax. That's one of my many side quests. That is a good transition, actually. I'm going to be discussing what my plans are, my tentative plans for the year. I wasn't anticipating getting on here and chatting for very long because this is a vlog. So here's the thing. If you don't want to hear my chatter, if you want to get into the vlog, go ahead. Stop listening to my chatter now and fast forward. In this vlog, I'm going to be, what do I have planned? We are going to be packaging orders, going on a couple of walks, working on some Patreon sticky claw, sticker club work, and I think that's it. So packaging orders, Patreon work, walking, and just general thinky business. So go ahead and skip ahead if you don't want to hear my rambles, but if you do, iced tea, points if you can guess what the flavor is, because it's my tried and true. My boyfriend who? The Earl Grey. Okay, so I'm not going to rehash the craziness that was last year. If you've been with me, you know 2024 was, the first half of the year was incredible. Well, the entire year has been very disruptive, but the first half of the year was a bit of a train wreck. It was a crash and burn sort of situation. It was, if you're familiar with esoterica, with tarot cards, it was definitely a tower moment, but it was a tower of a year, right? And at this point, things have stabilized to an extent. I'm not feeling as anxious as I was a few months ago. However, some serious realizations needed to happen, and I feel like the universe caught me falling into a trap of stagnation. Stagnation kills, okay? You know that I value my independence, my creativity, my ability to romanticize life. And unfortunately, sometimes that ease of which I can escape, there's that word, escapism. I talk about it all the time. I live in a bubble of my own design, and I value that. I value my ability to do that. I'm not going to poo-poo my living in, Karla land at all. But the problem is that because it's so easy for me to turn inward, to live an insular life, because it's so easy for me to create and to exist within the Karla bubble, it becomes equally easy for me to ignore glaring red flags. The red flag in this story is that Palm Springs, as much as I love this town, it's beautiful, it's clean, it's safe, convenient also, it's simply not feeling like home anymore. And that's okay. I have a wanderer spirit. I have wanderlust. I love the idea of being a nomad. And it's no longer feeling like home. I think it served its purpose as the desert that was going to wean me from being a city person. I never felt like a city person. I've never have been, even though I've lived in cities. They've just never been for me. But I wasn't ready. When I moved to Palm Springs, I wasn't ready to jump immediately from the city out into the boondocks of the desert, right? And I feel like the universe and the desert work together to kind of spread their tendrils out over the landscape, reach out to the coast where I was living, well, near the coast where I was living, and say, hey, call her out here. Call her out to Palm Springs. She needs to be in the desert. She doesn't think she's a desert person, but we'll convince her. Call her out, grab her by the hair gently, pull her out to the desert, and put her in a desert that is easy to live in. Put her in the desert that is going to make her feel like she's living in a miniature city, which essentially is what Palm Springs is. It's quirky, right? It's a time capsule. It's wonky, weird, and wonderful in all the best ways. But it has the amenities that a city person is going to need for now. Bring her out here for 2, 3, 4 years, and then we'll see what happens. Well, what ended up happening, a few years into my journey out here, the pandemic, of course. After the pandemic, I got comfortable. I rode out that wave and realized how spoiled I was to be able to live in Palm Springs, to be able to experience a period of global chaos in such ease. It was easy. And I was given a taste of being a true loner. Not only was I living in a quiet, small city, but it was dead out here. I could go to the grocery store, nobody would bat an eyelash. I could go run any errand, and it was, oh, no, hurry up and get out of here, put your mask on, leave, bye, stay 10 feet away from me, 6 feet, whatever it is, bye. It was wonderful. There was no small talk, there was no socializing. And what ended up happening is I got a taste of what I thought my loner fantasy was, and I became stagnant. After the whole pandemic, an influx of people started moving to Palm Springs. It's still a tiny city, to be fair, but a ton of people started moving in. It started to feel smaller. I started to feel more smothered. I couldn't walk out the door without running into people, without being faced with the small talk and the banter and the this and the that. And it was feeling more city-like by the day. I don't fault anyone for moving out here. Do what you need to do. At the time, it was less expensive than the larger cities, larger metro areas of California, but let's be real. It's California. If people saw the rent prices out in Palm Springs, they would still think I was bananas for thinking it was affordable, because trust me, it's crazy expensive out here. But I was lucky. I had an apartment in a perfect part of town. I did my research on it, and it was great. I loved everything about it until things changed. And things change. Things change, and I'm good at adapting. I'm a scrappy little Karla roach. I will survive anything, and I will make it through, right? Not necessarily unscathed, but she'll make it. The problem is, even though I adapt too much. I use this too much. And last year, the universe said, nope. This is what leads you. Always. And sometimes they work in tandem. They work together, right? But in this instance, I was shutting this little sparkly bitch up, and I was listening to this one. To the boring, logical bitch up here. I mean, as logical as I can be. And this is where I, quite frankly, pardon my language, up. Okay? And the thing is, even though I was feeling a little less than enthused about being in Palm Springs, I was like, you know what? I've been out here long enough. I'm comfortable. It's easy. Why change a good thing? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But it was broken. It was broken. My soul was crying out for a change, but I was too damn afraid to do it. And then I was forced to. The powers that be, of course, They baby you. They're patient with you for a while until it's time to say, this energy is no bueno anymore. Stop. Rug pulled out from under me. A myriad of things happened one by one. And I thought, okay, I can clench my fists and I can just power through it and I can just la 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 la. I'm going to stay and do the same thing I've always done and da 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 da. Or I can be uncomfortable for a while. Could be a month, could be 2 months, could be 6 months, could be a year. But I'm going to make a change. Okay? And we'll see what happens. And that's what happened. My little tower fell down and now I'm in the process of rebuilding. Through the chaos, I discovered that, yeah, I need to, at least for the next chapter of my life, and if you hear Bentley, you know how it is, the place that we're living in now, there's more wildlife around. I moved out of the Palm Springs city center where there were not crowds of people, but there wasn't quite as much open space. Now there are skunks, there are possums, there be rats. There's all kinds of stuff out here. And so at night things get crazy and Bentley goes nuts, which is cute, but also kind of critters outside means closer proximity to coyotes, which not a good thing. I'm not afraid of the coyotes, but I have a little dog, so you know how that is. Constantly vigilant. So anyway, moving away from the city center into a smaller space. I still haven't organized the space. This is the workroom, and I was working on my vintage store earlier, which is why this clothing rack is such a wreck. But I have some exercise equipment in here as well. This workroom is a mess. I need to figure out a way to better organize it because it's a large enough room that I have the space to work, but my organizational brain, this is where logic would come in helpful or would come in handy. I've never been a Lego kid, and this is where a Lego mentality would help, but story for another day. I have a smaller space, but I have access to the wild desert at my fingertips. The wild desert is calling to me. And this year I have decided that I'm going to start putting my ducks in a row to figure out where I want to go next. I am not in a rush. I am not going to make any hasty decisions because last year was, oh my gosh, rocks are falling on my head. I have to think quick. I am not in a rush to make any rash decisions this year. That all happened last year. Now it's, okay, you crashed and burned a little. Now we're rebuilding steadily. And now we move to the next step in the Karla evolution ladder, right? Here was our tower before, shattered, burnt to the ground. Now we're going to build it higher. That's going to be a lot more work, but it's going to put us in a better place than we were last year. See, it was just one of those necessary things that has to happen. I'm not one to wallow in a corner and cry and feel bad for myself and like, la la la. It's like, life happens. Dust yourself off. Keep going. Keep going. Is it hard? Yeah. Do I enjoy falling off my tower? No. But the next tower is going to be better. And that's what we're doing. That's what we're building. So long story longer, this year, I'm going to be bringing you guys along on the journey of figuring out what my next steps in life are. I always value my privacy. I will always value my privacy. Privacy, discretion, all of that. It's, especially in this world, that's something that I hold very, very dear, and I just honor privacy. And I value that. That's like the number one, I was going to say commodity, but it's not a commodity. This is a commodity, right? But my privacy is just the one facet of life that is sacred to me, really. And I will always maintain that. However, as an artist, especially in these difficult times, I think as tiny as my platform is online, I wish that during difficult periods of my life, when I was growing up or even now as an adult, it would have been nice to have people, whether in person or online, that were transparent about their struggles that were similar to mine. There are always people talking about their struggles online, oh, I'm a mother of 50,000 and I'm busy, or, oh, me and my significant other are trying to do this, or we're doing this and that. And it's always my nuclear unit and my issues, my partner and I and our issues, but we're doing everything together, right? We have a support system. I don't have a support system. Yes, I have, friends and acquaintances, but they all have their lives. At my core, I have no support system. Everything that I do on my own. All of my little ventures, businesses, experiments, and what have you, I do it all alone. I'm self-funded. Everything I build myself from the ground up, from the design to the conceptualization, planning, designing, implementing, right? All of that I do myself, and it's a lot of work. And there are other people out there like this. Maybe they are not quite to the level of workaholic that I am, because this mania is not normal. I'm recognizing that now. But there are people who feel alone, who can't connect to people in their personal life or even people online because they just don't relate to those struggles. As someone who does everything by myself, I want to be that little beacon, right? That little black light of hope that says, listen, there's someone out there who's doing things completely her way, completely on her own. And while it's possible, it comes with a lot of struggle, a lot of trial and error, and a lot of hard work. Because what I've been presenting up to this point are my finished products. It's my successes, right? I've shared my failures as well, but I don't bring you guys along the full journey. You don't see me at 2:00 in the morning stressing out over something, because I don't post that, right? Because who wants to see that? Nobody. I don't want to see that either. I don't want to be reminded of the difficult parts of my life, because once that energy is dealt with, I don't want to deal with it again. I don't like rehashing previous periods of negativity and bad energy, because I don't want to carry that with me moving forward. There's a time and a place to deal with something, and then deal with it, crunch it all up, throw it in the garbage and incinerate it, and then bye. I never want to deal with it again. But there should be a certain degree of transparency. Not too much, but a little. Just enough to remind people that, hey, I may have had a really successful month this month with my business. Cool, right? But you didn't see the 3 months of hard work, the 4 months, the 6 months of hard work leading up to my being able to be successful, whatever that means. And so I want to bring you guys along. And now that the year is fresh, but the calendar year is fresh. I don't believe that the new year begins in January. I follow, more of the ancient calendars, the zodiacal calendars, if you will. I think that the new year begins in the springtime. Just think about it. Think about it logically. Why would fresh, new year, new me? I hate that bullshit, by the way. But why would a cycle of fresh and newness begin in the middle of winter when everything is cold and dead? The winter is a period of dormancy. It's a period of rest. It's a period of breathe, recoup, start planning for the future. So the spring is when I really start to feel things waking up. The Karla bear is coming out of her den. So right now, early on in the year, January, this is where my brain is. My brain is in pick up everything that I was doing last year. The coloring chats, the coloring books, the sketchy Saturdays, all of that creative stuff that was on my channel will be returning this year with a twist now, because my vlogs are going to be giving you guys more snippets into my personal journey of growth. Looking for a new place to live, traveling to other places to get a feel for new places and what I might want to do next. Because there's going to be a lot of struggles and a lot of banging my head against the wall going, oh my God, what the hell am I doing? I'm an artist following her crazy whims and I have nobody to turn to for support, or advice or anything. I'm figuring all the shit out on my own, right? And it's nice to vent to you all. It's nice to bring you in so that you can understand where all of my creations come from, because my art is my therapy. I am not one to put any cerebral meaning into my artwork. I might hide some little, hidden meanings into some pieces every now and then. But as a whole, my art, the process of art making is my way to disconnect from the cuckoo bananas manic energy that's going on in here, the thoughts, the adulting that I'm doing. Art is my happy place. It is my literal playground. This is one reason why as an adult I started creating coloring books. I just wanted to have fun. I wanted to turn off the adulting for a minute and use my creativity as a way to vent, as a way to have fun, because I don't really have other outlets but that. And I love it. Art and curating vintage and doing all that. So I've been talking for a really long time. This intro, it's not even an intro at this point. It's just part of the vlog. But I feel that after being absent for so long, it made sense to come back with a reintroduction of sorts and to kind of form a baseline of what we're going to be seeing, the journey that we're going to be taking in 2025. So in summary, she says, as she's been talking for 10 hours, last year was crazy. I am now rebuilding and planning the next steps of my life. Nothing has changed creatively. Coloring books are still coming. Patreon has been wonderful. I started my Sticky Claw Sticker Club last year, which was great. So yeah, it's just going to be coloring books, art, Patreon, and figuring out what I'm going to do next, where I'm going. That's it. Yeah, and whatever else pops up throughout the year. Of course, I'm not one to set New Year's goals. New year, new me. I already told you I despise that bullshit. There's nothing wrong with the you that there is now, okay? Improvements are good. If you've got some areas that you need to improve on, by all means, do it. But arbitrary timelines like January 1st, I'm going to start doing all this. That never works. Set small goals that are attainable and reach them. That's all there is to it. So, finally, God, this could have been a whole reintroduction video in itself, right? But we're gonna put the vlog footage in. So, thank you so much to everyone who's been here for so long. Thank you for those of you who stuck by me through that crazy, ridiculous absence that was essentially the whole of 2024. Everything is good. She's in one piece, just the brain. The marbles up here have been shaken up. A few of them cracked and fell out, rolled out, but we're here. We are in one piece. We are rebuilding, we are growing, and we are evolving. The Karla monster that's coming next, she's going to be formidable. This one was already formidable. The next one, crazy, right? That's what we're aiming for. So, with that being said, let's get on with the vlog. Been talking too damn much. All right, let's get on with the vlog. Degular lighting. Going for an afternoon walk, but I hope that transitioning from my evening lighting into normal lighting is not too jarring for you all. But I turn my magenta and purple lights on pretty much every night. And I think when I film any introductory bits at night, I'm just going to film them with my lights on. If it's weird, if it's annoying, sorry, not sorry. I know that the camera quality is not as good in that lighting, but listen, give the girl her color. All right? Okay. Enjoy these beautiful Palm Springs views. Isn't it pretty? So pretty. I mean, I would argue that there's also one in the front. This is Palm Springs. If you know, you know. I know. I'm not typically one to partake in potty humor. It's not always funny to me, but sometimes you have to take a cheap shot because it's literally spelled out on the floor, right? Gotta take a cheap shot when it's presented. Thank you, as always, to the lovely people who drop by the shop and make purchases. Leaving Etsy has been one of the best things I have ever done for myself as an artist. And you know what's funny is that I'm realizing that every time I make a decision to leave, my apartment included, is when there happens to be a mass exodus. It's almost like I have a sixth sense about these sorts of things. I am certainly not the influence nor the catalyst for any of these things happening, but I feel as though I tend to sense, like my little Karla roach senses tend to sense trouble a little ahead of most people. Not all people, because, you know, my fellow weirdo brethren out there, we get it, right? We get it. Those of us on the same wavelength. But anyway, having my own store has been so good. Can I just tell you, not having Etsy breathing down my neck in terms of my art, because I still use Etsy for, I have my other side quests that I mentioned earlier. I have a ton of side quests all the time. I love them all, but of course, most of my time is dedicated to my art. So that's the one that I talk about the most. And this is the one that needs to be the most independent. So, well, this one and Coconutty as well. But yeah, thank you everyone for stopping by my shop and for shopping with me. It means so much to me that people are starting to leave Etsy and recapture the magic of supporting artists directly without that corporate monster, because Etsy takes a lot of our money, let me tell you. So anyway, thank you all. I hope you love your goodies, your stickers, your prints, and all your good stuff. When I tell you I am obsessed with this laminate, I mean I am obsessed to an unholy degree with this laminate. Now, I have used it before on a different sticker, but at the time, the manufacturer that I was using was testing this laminate and it didn't do well for them. And I fell so in love with it. And I'm like, you know, it doesn't really fit the sticker that I have it on, the style, but I want to use it anyway. This is the sticker that I'm referring to. She looks great with the laminate, don't get me wrong. I mean, she looks fabulous, look at her. But in terms of the style of the sticker, it looks crystally or icy to me, right? So I thought one day, this was before I had my sticker maker. I said, if I ever get a sticker maker, if I ever make my own stickers, I'm going to track down this laminate and I'm going to make something with it. And years later, I did the thing. And now we have, fresh out of the sticker cutter, I haven't even taken her off the sheet yet, but look at her. Oh, the perfection. The perfection. Oh, I love her so much. My Patreon patrons are, of course, getting this if you are a Sticker Club member. But those of you who are not Sticker Club members, the sticker sheet for this one will not be available to you, but the die cut certainly will. This one will be in the shop. So I will take this moment to thank my lovely Patreon patrons once again. Both my color fiends, of course, you know I love you, but also my newest, my Sticky Claws. Something that has naturally evolved with Patreon is that I'm merging both the color fiends with the Sticky Claws. And what I mean by that is that sometimes the line art that I produce for my color fiends ends up translating well into a sticker. So I end up turning the line art into a sticker. This isn't always going to be the case, and it hasn't always been the case, but I like the idea. I like being able to merge both of those little worlds, right? I mean, some of my color fiends are also Sticky Claw members, so that's a nice little overlap. Anyway, just a thought, just sharing my thoughts. And these, by the time you watch this, these should already be in your hands, or if not already in your hands, they will be in your hands very soon. I dropped them off at the post office days before I filmed, or rather before I edited and posted this vlog. So anyway, thank you all, my lovely, lovely, lovely Patreon patrons. You, of course, for watching this video also. I never want you guys to feel less than. You're supporting me by watching this video, especially these days. Social media, it's rough out there, guys. So thank you for watching. Thank you for being a patron. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. So perfect, right? I'll have to take you guys along on my high desert adventures soon. I've never done it. I've only ever shown you all Palm Springs. It's just a whole nother vibe up in the high desert. It's almost, for lack of a better word, it feels sacred. It's peaceful down here, yes, but up there it's just an entirely different level of silence, peace, and solitude that it almost feels dirty whipping out my phone, but I will. I know that's silly. It's silly to say, but it's me and my wistful mind. When I'm up there, I thoroughly enjoy pretending as though I'm on another planet with zero connection to the rest of the world. But I'll start showing you around up there eventually, because I will be up there a lot more in the coming year or two. Being so close and having such a beautiful high desert be so accessible to me, it blows my mind that I don't take advantage of it as much as I should. It's because honestly, in the off season, or in the on season rather, which is now, look at that cloud just hanging out low on the mountain. Right now, the high desert is full of people. It's very crowded, and there's one, literally, I'm not exaggerating when I say this, there is one highway in and out. That's it. It's just one highway in and one highway out. So you can imagine that it gets congested and just rather, ugh, right? But it's so beautiful right now. Okay, I'm going to enjoy the rest of my walk with Mr. Turbo here. Look at him. Look at him. I'm going to enjoy it in blessed silence. I'll see you later. Closing out the vlog with a couple more lovely orders from you delicious heathens. Thank you so much again to those of you who placed an order, to of course everyone who is watching, subscribing, leaving me comments, all of that stuff. I cannot reiterate enough how important it is to the machine gods that people are interacting with my content. So thank you so much. Even if you just leave a couple little emojis, you might think, oh, just saying hi Karla or just leaving an emoji is so dumb and it means nothing. No. Any interaction is a good one. So thank you all. You guys all know my emojis, right? The sparkle, the purple heart, the skull, of course. We can't forget Mr. Ralph. If you know, you know. Mr. Ralph has not been on the channel in a while, but Ralph will be back. Anyway, thank you all once again for being here. And I know that this vlog was not only long, but it was a bit bouncy. Yeah, we did a little of this, a little of that, but such is life. Things are not overproduced here. They are not highly produced either, for better or worse. I like to keep things casual, and I'm liking the direction that I'm currently planning on heading with this channel, which is, yes, keeping it casual still, but also being a bit more transparent about the big important stuff, right? The stuff with a capital S that is going on in my life. And that's that. We got some work done today. I took you on a couple of walks, and I have to say, as beautiful as those walks are, I think that's one thing that's killing me are the views. I mean, are those Palm Springs walks, the ones that you've seen throughout the past few years, just not the most beautiful things ever? Oh, the pain. I am planning on bringing you guys along. I will be heading up to the high desert, as I mentioned in this vlog, pretty soon here within the next week or so, and I'm going to be filming the process for you guys in another vlog, so you guys are going to come along with that adventure. We are starting strong with the adventures and bringing you guys along with me. I'm going to do my best to get more accustomed to filming on a regular basis, meaning when I jump into the car, I already have my cup holder in the car, my little camera selfie cup holder. All I need to do is put the phone on there and push the damn button. I don't know why I don't. It's just vampires. We've been around for a while, and sometimes we just can't jive with the technology. I struggle with the technology, as you guys know. I mean, hell, I don't have a microwave. I don't even have a television, but I have a fancy computer. So it's like, make up your mind, girl, make up your mind. Anyway, thank you so much once again for being here. Thank you for being patient with me as I work out the kinks a little bit, because I've been absent from this channel for a long time, and I feel as though it is going to take me a little while to get back into a rhythm. I have a lot that I'm balancing right now, a lot of good stuff. Thankfully now at this point I'm balancing a lot of good stuff, more good than bad. This was not the case last year, so that's a positive. And for the sake of not overwhelming you all with everything that I have going on, we're gonna ease into things. And this is going to be the end of my first vlog of 2025. Color and chats are coming. Sketchy Saturdays will eventually be making a return as well. So stay tuned. Again, am I gonna say it? She's gonna say it again. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because you know what? I mean it. I don't care how many times I say it. I don't care how much power that little phrase has lost. In all sincerity, thank you. I mean it. Damn it. Now, be bad. Be good. I don't give a damn which. Just make sure you come back in one piece, and I will see you in the next one.